Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to the month of February of 2022. So, since the year now is 2022, we are about 45 years away from 1977. And guess when these were made? If you haven't read the title yet, these are from 1977 as well. And yeah, this year they just turned 45 years old, 1977 maxell LN, but these ones I have here are still in the wrapper. Now, you may see that there are a few scuffs on the wrapper, like a few rips in the plastic. I do have some which are in much better condition, but because they're in much better condition, I'm planning on just keeping them inside the wrapper. And these two with the messed up wrappers, I'm going to be using them, one for the video and the other for more personal use. This one I'll be using for personal use since it's a bit worse for wear. You can see there's a crack in the case. So we're going to be looking at this one for this video. Yes, a maxell LN90 from 45 years ago. Now Maxell made these until around 1978 or 79. Um, so it could be somewhere from 43 to 45 years old, but I don't want to wait 2 more years to open this. So, let's just be optimistic here and assume it's as old as it can be, and it is actually 45 years old. Now, this is the oldest sealed cassette I own. Previously, it was the 1978 Sony CHF, which is now 44 years old. It was just 1 year, but as you get older and older in cassettes, it gets harder and harder to find them still sealed. And so, yeah, it's really a miracle to see these still in the wrapper. It's beautiful. Anyway, yeah. Um these in their line in Maxell, they made a bunch of these. Yeah, LN, and then in their ferric line, the one above it was the UD, and then the UDXL1, and then the UDXL2, and then eventually in 1979, when these were still being made, they also introduced the MX. Of course, the UDXL1 is the UD1 basically nowadays, and the UD, or rather the XL1, and the UD is the UD1, and the UDXL2 is the XL2. There was no XL2S yet at the time, and of course the MX, well, it stayed the same, that model name. So yeah, that was their type 4, so they made types 1, 2, and 4, and this was their very bottom of the line, the LN, which nowadays is the UR. So anyway, that's about it for the history. Now let's take a look at the actual J card and design of this 45-year-old cassette. So it says here maxell LN, low noise at the top here in the orange, ultra low noise, 90 minutes. Nice little orange and black gradient kind of thing, I guess. Here just says, yeah, maxell LN90, just the same thing. On the sides, it's just black. And over here, if you flip it over, let's just zoom in a bit and focus. Let's see. How can I make this look okay? I don't really know. Anyway, yeah, it says here 90 or 2 times 45 minutes of playing time at 4.76 centimeters per second. Of course, that's the speed of a cassette. Here it showcases Maxell's leader tape. In all of their cassettes, they do this. Yeah, there's labels 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 1 is the non-abrasive head cleaning leader tape. Number 2 indicates A or B side ready to play. Number 3 indicates arrows, which show the direction of the tape travel. And number 4 is the 5-second queuing line. So for the 5-second queuing line, basically, if you begin at number 4, at the place where it says that, it will be about 5 seconds at proper speed before you get to the actual tape. So now for the moment of truth, the moment you've all been waiting for, the unwrapping. Now this is some very thin plastic. Here actually, I don't know if you can see it, but there is some lettering on there. It says I M or something like that, or just M. There's like a line and then it says M. Yeah, maybe that means maxell. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let's just open this up now. Yeah, 45 years in the plastic. It's finally gonna be able to see the light of day, the cassette inside here. Man, just ripping apart this plastic. Oh man. This is okay. It's getting hard to there you go. Just oh, it's ripping. Oh goodness. Okay. Wow. Man. Yeah, if you just unwrap it, you can see it's still very, very clear. None of the whites have yellowed. None of the printing has faded. All of the dust and dirt came from the plastic, the 45-year-old dust and dirt. And of course, the plastic did not contain any additional information because this was still pretty young in the cassette's age, and people didn't really think to put much designs into the plastic at the time. So yeah, it was just here in the cassette, most of it. So now, okay, let's see it. Man, okay. Okay, maxell LN90 with the blue hubs, it seems. It says made in Japan. It seems there is some kind of damage because some air got inside the wrapper. I'm hoping it's not mold, but yeah, you can see here it got a bit rusty, one of those screws. It's similar to what happened in the Kenwood tape, which I unwrapped several months ago. Yeah, air got inside and it was kind of rusty. But nonetheless, the tape is still intact. And yeah, you can see here the pressure pad has not yet disintegrated, which is very good for these old cassettes. Yeah, side B seems a little bit in better shape. Anyway, since we looked at the J card a while ago, let's just look at the inside now. If you just open it up here, you can see here, yeah, you can write on here maxell LN, and then side A, recording date, noise reduction, yes or no, then you can write your tracks there. Very simple J card, nothing special about it. Okay, yeah, that's 45-year-old paper. Man. Okay, now let's look at the tape itself. So you can see here that there are still these indicators for how much time has passed. That's been a thing ever since the cassette was made, I believe. Yeah, 100 minutes have passed, 50 minutes have passed, and 0 minutes have passed. You basically base it off of this over here. So if there, on the right reel, if there is, for example, this much tape, then 50 minutes have passed, and you have 40 minutes left approximately. This was before the age when decks had those estimation things, where if you like set the length of the tape, the deck would measure how much tape was left, judging by the tension. This was still way before that, like, because this was a feature in the 90s, and this is a late 70s cassette. So yeah, way before that. So people just had to guess based on this kind of thing. So side A, maxell LN low noise 90, Japan, nice orange again. Side B, same thing, but just, B. Now, let's grab the Bic and let's look at the tape itself. Yeah, it's still really smooth. I have a maxell LN 60, which was already open. And the tape tension, the slip sheet, was really, really bad because of age. And so it was actually not in very good shape. I had a very hard time winding it, and I'm never gonna use it ever again. So, yeah, that's one thing. Anyway, tape is now there. And you can see here it's a very chocolatey brown, actually. This was around the time when cassette formulations started becoming like much better than before. Because a long time ago, in the early 70s, the 8-track still had a lot more refined tape formulations, whereas the cassette merely just had basically a reel to reel but cut in half. And so it was kind of a reddish brown kind of color because, tape formulation, even for that time, was still not super refined for the consumers, because noise reduction like Dolby A was never available to the public at that time. So yeah, this was around the time when tape formulation started becoming much more refined, and yeah, they started becoming much browner. I don't believe this is a super ferric because it's not that dark in person. It's like a slightly light brown, but it's still not the kind of reddish brown you would see in the other more classic cassettes, the much older cassettes. But still definitely very brown, and the pressure pad, the steel or some kind of metal, aluminum, I guess, sheet under it, no rust at all, which is really good for something at its age right now. So yeah, this is a trip into history. So now let's get into the recording test and see how this holds up in this day and age. Alright, so let's begin the audio test for the 1977 Maxell LN. So now let me just put the cassette into my Pioneer TD7 cassette deck. And begin the calibration. So this track that we'll be using is again from the YouTube audio library. It's called We Ride by Reed Mathis. So it's a kind of a blues or rock track. It's classified under blues. I'm not entirely sure about the genre though. Anyway. Yeah, it's nearly done calibrating. It's on Alka now, and there you go. Okay. Yeah, it looks really good from the little window with those blue hubs. I think those are stunning. Anyway. Yeah, so I set this to peak at a little over 0 dB, just to see how far it could go. It's at plus 0.5, the highest peak on the source. So yeah, just like usual, I'm going to be recording it, and you're going to hear a monitor thing from the source and the tape. And yeah, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. So yeah, let's begin right now. We Ride by Reed Mathis. So yeah, that is the 1977 Maxell LN. And honestly, it was a lot better than I expected. I've never actually heard one of these like brand new. I've only heard like a really old and beat up copy of a Maxell LN from the same generation. I have a 60-minute one, but yeah, it's really worn out, and the pad, for example, is just shot, and everything was just bad about it. So I had a I had low expectations, but actually, it was really good, especially for its time. Um, it definitely has a lot more noise than your ordinary Maxell UR. Well, a bit more noise. I won't say a lot more noise. Um, yeah, it has more noise, but it still is pretty good. The frequency response is not exactly the best, but hey, what can you expect from something from 1977, right? Honestly, I think it sounds pretty good. Yeah, like this thing brand new. Um, it can beat even, like, for example, the 1979 TDKD. I think this is either the same or better in terms of quality. Like, honestly. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. So yeah, that's about it for the test, and let's go into the outro. So, what do I think about this cassette? Well, like I said a while ago during the audio test, it sounded a lot better than I expected. A whole lot better, in fact. And yeah, that's all I can really say, actually. Like, everything um I can really say now, I've already said a while ago during the audio test. Um, by the way, speaking of something that I mentioned during the test, I said I had a maxell LN60, which was used and pretty much abused as well, um, which I got like a long, long time ago. This is the one I was talking about. And you can see already that, yeah, one of them is a lot more worse for wear than the other one. Yeah, you can see that everything is faded. All of the like the shell itself and the J card, they're faded in terms of color. And the cassette is, yeah, very worn. Um, you can see here that the shell has already yellowed in the other one, which is just really insane. It's just, yeah, it's really a thing about storage, right? Like, the way how you store a cassette is just so crucial to how it holds up. By the way, right now my dog, or a husky, a Siberian husky, is howling. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's a good boy though. Um, Another thing I should mention is that if you saw the YouTube short which I posted yesterday, I opened up this other LN, and even though it has a crack in the shell, surprisingly, the label is actually in better condition than this one, than the one with the intact shell. I don't know why. Um, yeah, I don't know. Uh, anyway, like, all of these were stored in the same place, so yeah, there must be something just weird about this particular one, I'm guessing. Anyway, yeah, that's really about it for this little video. Uh, Next week, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have a lot of sealed blank cassettes ready to be opened. So, let me know. Do you want something that is older or newer? Yeah, just let me know, and I'll try to do that. Okay. Um, yeah, that's about it. So right now I actually have, yeah, Thank you very much for letting me pass 180 subscribers. Um, and 4,000 watch hours. Wow. Yeah, thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. You can check out a playlist of my other cassette videos up here in the corner. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.